Several years ago, I did a video asking why everyone hates John Cena. At the time, the question was always on my mind because I felt that he was unjustly hated, as a character and as a man. Although my feelings towards him as a person has changed, I feel that his character becoming a part-timer is justified, well-deserved, and should not be hated upon. So what makes part-timers hated by the fans? They don't need to come back, they're burying future talent, and they only care about themselves. These are statements that I have seen the most on social media, but each of them has a merit of truth in them. But let's be realistic here. If you were one of these part-timers, wouldn't you do the same thing? If you worked for a wrestling company for several decades, body constantly in pain, your movement compromised because of your injuries, wouldn't you want to see a way out? The Undertaker is a great example of this. His feud with Cena was not wanted or needed. His condition was not that great. And there was no need for him to feud with Cena. He's earned his rest. But I bet that each of you think that the exception to this rule is Brock Lesnar. Sure, he's champion, but he's barely there. He works when he feels like it, and he only cares about the money. And again, I'm asking all those who are listening to this, but if you had the opportunity, wouldn't you do the same thing? He is an attraction. He is a major draw. I'm happy that he's not there because it feels more special when he is not. And I really don't mind this. And yes, he's caring about the money, but wouldn't you? Of course he would. But why would you put your body on the line for free and get less than what you deserve? There's nothing wrong with anyone that knows what their financial worth is and want to capitalize on that and get as much as they can out of that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And yeah, he did phone it in with Dean Ambrose, but he put on a stellar match with AJ Styles, and he knew that match was money, but you can also tell that he respected AJ Styles, well, at least in my opinion. Alright, putting all these mentioned characters aside, from John Cena to Brock Lesnar to The Undertaker, putting them aside, the common statements that I have talked about earlier has a hint of truth in them. Yes, part-timers only care about themselves, but of course you should. It's called a legacy. A legacy that these wrestlers have worked hard to build, and they don't want it to be tarnished. Sure, part-timers do bury future talent, well, at least some of them do, and some of them don't. Did everyone forget John Cena's U.S. Championship challenge? A legacy that U.S. champions in his current era use to this day? Can we forget that how many NXT call-ups at the time have gotten so much face time with wrestling John Cena in these matches, especially Kevin Owens, who beat Super Cena clean? Whether these future talents win or lose, they're always going to have a win on them. Mainly because they are wrestling a legend, a part-time legend. If they put on an amazing match, they're able to get over with the crowd. They can't be buried if they put on a good match and you remember them. So in a way, it's a win-win for them. And true, they don't need to come back. But they come back because the company knows their worth and they love the business and the company that they work for. Chris Jericho doesn't have to come back, but he chooses to come back because he loves the company that he works for and he loves the business. There may be some part-timers that don't believe this current generation is good enough for the business, but not all of them believe that. So why put them in the same category? What if you were one of them? Would it still be warranted?